Hello and welcome to Runkle of the Bailey. My name is Ian Runkle. I'm a Canadian criminal defense and firearms lawyer, and today I want to talk about one of my media peeves because somebody sent me an article and they wanted me to comment on it, and they were a little upset by the content of it. I'm a little annoyed with this article too, but for different reasons. So I'm going to have a look at some key bits from the article and talk about what upset my viewer and why I'm annoyed with this article. So let's have a look here. Headline is Lawyers for 3 New Brunswick Mounties accused of obstruction ask for adjournment. I'm going to link to the article in the description below. This is a CBC article. And we see lawyers for the 3 RCMP officers charged with obstruction of justice by destroying evidence appeared on behalf of the officers in Moncton Provincial Court on Monday. The evidence in question is supposed to be surveillance video from an investigation into alleged drug trafficking. So that's the allegations there, is that they destroyed this video. I don't know too much of the details here. However, we have the 3 officers were suspended with pay on December 15th and charged December 28th. They were scheduled to make a first appearance on the charges Monday, but only their lawyers were present. So the person who sent this to me was a little upset and annoyed, saying, why are these officers putting this off? What's going on here? And they kind of thought that something shady was going on. Whereas I look at this and nothing here is interesting. Just about 0 charges run on their first, unless somebody's pleading out on the first appearance, just about every criminal charge gets adjourned on the first appearance. That's just how the court goes. In fact, that's not a trial date. No trial date would have been set. And if you went in and said, I want to run my trial today, the court would look at you like you'd grown a second head, because the Crown's not going to have their witnesses. Nobody's going to be ready to do anything. The adjournment is what's really expected there. You're not going to get flack from a judge for saying, oh, it's the first appearance, I need an adjournment, because they probably don't even have full disclosure at this point. So what this is it's a reporting on, bread rises at local bakery. But the way they sort of talk about it makes it sound like there's something going on here. The headline is that they ask for an adjournment. Again, you wouldn't have a headline of, bread rises at local bakery, trash left out for collection gets taken away by trash collectors. So they're kind of relying on, the public's lack of familiarity with the court system in order to try to make this sound like it's something unusual. Similarly, when we see only their lawyers were present. Well, no kidding. That's one of the advantages of hiring a lawyer for the court process, is that then you can go and do other things and your lawyer can make the appearance, especially a first appearance like this where nothing is going to happen other than just, court attendance. Something else to consider when we look at the use of language here is the article itself includes some pictures taken outside the courthouse, apparently, of the lawyers involved. And I am sure that the CBC would have preferred to run pictures of the officers involved. So when they say, oh, only the lawyers were present, well, the only people in the system who are upset by that is the media, who would have preferred to get pictures of the officers. They don't kind of tell you that the only reason why the officers would be there is if they didn't have a lawyer and they were required to be. But there's literally nothing to be gained by anybody for the officers being there except for the media. That's the only people who have a stake here in those officers attending this first appearance instead of their lawyers. Now, there is a bit more to this that's a little interesting, because one of the lawyers is seeking a publication ban on the identity of one of the officers. This is a little strange, and in fact, I would say that this is highly unusual. Normally, these things are used to protect the victims of certain crimes, but it's unusual that it would be used to protect the identity of somebody who is accused of a crime. That, I think, is the more interesting story here, that they're seeking this publication ban. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. I understand there's a hearing for that scheduled on March 22nd. That said, the names are already out. There's a quote here from the one of the lawyers. The names are already public, Luke Roy said. We prefer to get to the substance of the accusation itself rather than filing that kind of motion. There is some case law that suggests that once an article is already published with the names, that they won't have to redact those. But this is not my area of expertise, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But it is kind of strange that they'd be applying for this publication ban. Most accused do not get the benefit of a publication ban. Their names are out in public. I'm wondering what differentiates this file from every other criminal file, because no criminal accused wants their name out in public. So what's special about this one? And please tell me it's more than just he's a police officer. Anyway, I think that they sort of go with the boring part first and the not boring part second, but it really annoys me when the media, and I'm not trying to call out anyone in particular. I'm not one of these people who sort of rants about the media generally, but in terms of legal reporting, it's often really bad. And when they sort of make, when the headline is that they're asking for an adjournment, it suggests that this is some sort of unusual step or something, strange. And that's why my reader was going, why are they getting an adjournment on this? Well, it's not strange. It's not unusual. It's just the expectation. And I wish that they would just say that, this is routine. As always, thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like this video. Please share it with your friends. Please subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm starting to think maybe I should do a video of just how a file moves its way through the courts. Like what happens between you getting charged and the ultimate resolution of a file. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I also want to thank my Patreon supporters at the $50 level: Sir Daniel Wicks of Alberta, Jason Elliott, D. Moe, Canada's National Firearms Association, North Central Process Service, Kyle Martin, and Jean-Guy Toussaint. At the $30 level, Sights and Arms Limited. And at the $20 level, Dale Nesbitt, Cameron Johnson, and Andrew Elsich, as well as a number of you at the $10 level who will be in the crawl immediately following. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope this has armed you with knowledge.